She's polite. She's warm. She wears string and talks about her husband in passing. And yet, there's something about the way she looks at you. It's subtle, isn't it? The way she holds eye contact just a second longer than told. The way her body shifts ever so slightly when you're near. The way her seems to bend toward you even when her words don't say a thing. She doesn't flirt openly. She doesn't cross lines, but her presence, her attention, it feels personal. Now, you didn't go looking for this. You're not the type to choose what belongs to another man. You're not trying to seduce or steal or disrupt, but something inside you can't ignore what your instincts are telling you. She's curious about you, maybe even emotionally invested. And you're caught in this strange emotional gray zone. She hasn't said anything inappropriate. Yo done anything wrong. But yo both knows something exists. Unspoken, invisible, and real. Now, here's where most men miss this up. They either dismiss tenderly tell themselves, I'm imagining things, or they dive in emotionally, mentally, sometimes physically, and end up in chaos. But the high-value man, the Stoic man, high houses, observes, reflects because he understands a deep truth about attraction. When a married woman feels drawn to another man, she rarely expresses it directly. She won't risk her relationship by saying it out loud. She won't spell it out clearly, but it will through body language, arise, her timing, her questions, her tone, her silences. It will show up in gaps between the obvious and if for emotionally intelligent. If you've learned to read people Bennett's surface, you'll notice those signals, not to act on them recklessly, but to understand the reality of what's unfolding, because, let's be honest, even strong marriages can carry quiet. Even faithful women can feel emotionally unmet. Even happily married people can crave the kind of presence and polarity they haven't felt in years. And when they encounter that in you, it stirs something subtle, something powerful, something that often comes with guilt, confusion, and contradiction. That's why you must stay grounded, not reactive, not naive, not driven by flattery or impulse. You must move like a man who doesn't need to act because he already sees clearly. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 of the most hidden, most low overlooked signs that a married woman may be secretly attracted to you. And to clear, this isn't about seductioning. This isn't about this is about clarity. Best, the more clearly you understand female psychology, the more powerfully you'll stand in your own truth, and the less likely you'll be caught in emotional chaos. Disguise its connection. So, if you've ever felt an shift, if you've ever questioned whether her smile meant more effing its hold, you've ever wondered what's happening beneath the surface, you're in the right place. Let's break it down one side at a time. Let's be honest, this is one of those topics nobody wants to talk about publicly. Most every man at some point finally wondering, is she attracted to me? Even though she's married, you're not trying to step into forbidden territory. You're not looking for drama. You're no tout here chasing what isn't yours. Boot something, a booth's way she interacts with you feels different. It's notorious. That's what makes it so confusing. She never flirts outright. She never says anything that crosses the line. And yet the energy between you feels personal, charged, intentional. Maybe she laughs just a little too easily at your jokes. Maybe she finds reasons to be near you in conversations. Maybe she opens up to you emotionally in ways she doesn't with annals. And somewhere deep in your gut, you know this isn't just friendliness. It's anything else. Something quiet, subtle, boot and mistakeable. Here's the thing most people won't say. Attraction doesn't disappear when a woman gets married. Commitment isn't a light switch that turns off her curiosity or desire. In fact, when emotional or physical needs go unmet in a long-term relationship, those desires often go underground. They didn't vanish. They just become covert. And when a woman feels that silent pull towards someone outside her marriage, especially a grounded emotional man like you, it rarely shows upis bold flirtation. Instead, it leagues suit through behavior, a glance held too long, a compliment wrapped in a joke, a casual message sent at theat, a conversation that somehow finds its way back to you. Most men miss these signals. Some dismiss them completely. Others act on them without fully understanding what they're stepping into. But a Stoic man, a man walking the path of presence, discipline, and awareness, he does intrigued. He respects his power doesn't come from chasing or conquering. It comes from clarity. Knows that understanding attraction isn't about exploiting it. It's about navigating it with strength, boundaries, and calm. This video isn't about encouraging. It's not about being that guy. It's not about ego or validation. It's about insight so that if and when you find yourself in a situation whereas it feels blurry, you don't get pulled into emotional confusion. You stand firm. You see the signs and you see your response from a place of grounded confidence, not chaos. Because, here's the truth. You can't control how thirsts feel, but you can control how clearly you see the truth beneath the surface. And that vision, that self-awareness, that's what separates ordinary men from high-value ones. So, if you're ready to uncover what most never notice, if you're ready to understand the real psychology behind a woman's hidden arsenals, even the ones who are married, you're exactly where you need to be. Let's dive in. 1. Her eyes linger longer than they should, then look away quickly. In psychology, the eyes are renin, as the first betrayer. Long before a person admits they're interested, the eyes speak in ways words never can. When a married woman is attracted to you, even if she hasn't fully admitted it to herself, her gazette's a story, and it starts with a lingering look. It's not seductive like in a movie. Subtle, almost denoticeable, someone who's no grounded enough to feel the emotional current underneath, but you'll see it. She look at you longer than just old. Her pupils may dilate, her expression softens. There's warmth here, not just attention, but emotional curiosity. And right when it starts to feel charged, she looks away fast. Got caught feeling something shies. Trying Todney. You'll catch this glance scene, the most mundane settings while you were talking to someone else. When she walks by, when she thinks you're distracted. But the moment your eyes meet hers, she either smile nervously, or drop her gaze like it's fire. Bossa to her it is. The Stoic man doesn't get cocky, he doesn't chase, he observes fully present. Becca's truth is already there in her eyes. 2. She brings you up in random conversations for no logical reason. Here's something most men don't catch. She's talking to others. Friends, colleagues, maybe even her partner, and our name keeps popping up in conversation. That's not coincidence, it's emotional leakage. Let's say some man's talking about a random movie and she suddenly says that's the one Umar was talking about, remember? Or maybe someone mentioned shaking and chimes in. Actually, Umar goes on solo hikes all the time. He told once it clears his head. It might seem casual, even supportive, but what she's really doing is inserting you into her mental. You're cubing space in her thoughts and her subconscious is pulling name forward. This is one of the most subtly and powerful signs. Why? Because when attraction is secret, it has to sneak out and it usually escapes in the form of unrelated conversation. She might low at something you once said and share it with others. Or she might preference your opinion even in your absence to reinforce something she believes. What matters isn't what she says, it's how often she says your name. And here's what few men realize. When a woman repeats your name often, her emotional memory is reinforcing your presence in her life. It's a kind-of bonding mechanism. Her mind keeping you close even if she can't do it physically. The Stoic man doesn't trespin with arrogance. He holds, knowing that true attraction reveals itself quietly. 3. She finds sex excuses to be near you, even in group settings. This is one of the clearest signs if you know how to know you're in a group setting, workplace, dinner, social event, and somehow she ends up next to you repeatedly, not forcefully, notably, but strategically. She talks the seat beside you when she had options. She walks in your direction when there's no real reason to. She offers to help with something that doesn't really require her help. And the reason she does it, proximity feeds the fantasy. Even if she knows can't go further. She wins too close to your energy, your groundedness. She feels safer, more seen, more alive when you're in ear. And yet, she try to play it off. Oh, I just needed a spot to sit. Oh, if a geared I'd ask you since you seemed talked. No, I wasn't trying to interrupt. Butch was. Not intentionally, but emotionally. Attraction isn't our logic. Sometimes it's just the nervous system reaching for what feels emotionally magnetic. And, when Sheston's a little closer, when her arm brushes against yours accidentally, when her presence lingers long after the task is done, she's not just being friendly, she's orbiting your energy and part of her knows it. The Stoic man remains composed. He doesn't lean in, he doesn't lean back, stays rooted, because he knows, a woman's desire will always pull her toward stability. 4. She shares details about her relation, but never directly complains. This one is emotionally complains and incredibly revealing. When a married woman starts telling you about a relationship and it's not just small talk, it's almost always a sign thought of been emotionally invited into her inner world. She might say things like, "We've been kind of distant lately. Not fighting, just not licking. I guess after 10 years, things change." He's a good guy, but I don't. Now, sometimes I feel invisible. She won't blame her husband. She won't trash her marriage. That would be too obvious. Instead, she'll talk around it carefully, dropping breadcrumbs. Oh, emotional dissatisfaction. Why? Because part of her wants you to see her pain without her having to sigh outright. She wants you to notice what is missing. And maybe, just maybe, she's hoping you reflect the present she's been craving. She doesn't want advice, she doesn't want judgment. She wants to be heard deeply. And I few as a Stoic man can listen with a tricking. You give her something few men are witnessing with that pressure. In that space, emotional intimacy forms. And where intimacy grows, attraction deepens, especially if Chef feels starved of it in her current relationship. This is where temptation gets dangerous for both parties. But I feel grounded, aware, and no tamnade, not a magnet. And that's what makes you unforgettable. 5. Her body says what her words want. This is where everything, comestiger, the unsaid, the unspoken, the felt. Words can be filtered, intentions can be masked, but the body tells the truth. Watch her posture when you're around. Does she angle herself toward you? Do her feet point in your direction even when she's facing others? These are macro signals, but in social psychology, they matter. Then notice the involuntary gestures. She touches her neck when you speak, a sign of vulnerability. She adjusts her hair when you walk by. Pining behavior. Her breathing slows slightly when used close, a signal of subconscious resolution or attraction. She may also do the opposite, pull away quickly if she gets too close because the tension overwhelmed her. Touch something else like her ring as a way to re-anchor her loyalty. A defense against her own desire. Her body becomes a battlefield of conflict, the part offer that wants see versus the part offer that knows shouldn't. And what's more, if you pull back even slightly, her body will react. She may lean in, try to reclaim closeness, or suddenly create an emotional topic, just to keep your engaged. All of this is her body doing what her logic tells her not to. This is where the Stoic man must be most grounded. You do not play games. You do not manipulate. You observe, remain calm. You respect the storm inside her, and you don't feed it. Whose true power doesn't lie in seduction, it lies in restraint. You made it this far. You're not here just for curiosity. You're not the kind of man who watches for entertainment. You're the kind watches to understand. And that means Avi probably seen these signs before. Maybe you felt the tension, the glances, the quiet pull between you and a woman wasn't technically available, and deep down, you didn't chase it. You held your ground. That's what separates mass men from Stoic men. See, attraction is everywhere, but wisdom, restraint, awareness, that's rare. Women may be drawn to your calm, they may mirror your presence. They may send signals they even fully understand, but your power as a Stoic man isn't in how many women you attract, it's in how many temptations you can rise above without breaking your own code. So, if this video resonated with you, if it felt like a reflection of what you already feel but couldn't yet explain, then brother, you're exactly where you need to be. This isn't just a channel, this is a movement. A movement of men will choose presence over performance, self-mastery over validation, and purpose over pleasure. Hit that subscribe button now, not just to support the channel, but to commit to a higher version of yourself. Tap the like button if you felt even one line in this video land deeper than surface level, and share this with a brother who needs a reminder that women may be watching, but it's how you carry yourself that determines what happens next. This is Stoic, stream where silence speaks louder. Boundaries are sacred, and where your energy is your greatest weapon. Stay grounded, stay sharp, and never lose yourself for attention. I'll see you in the next one, brother.